Hollyoaks is unbelievably 21 years old now. So good morning to Anna Passey. Good morning, Anna.
Good morning.
Good morning to Jennifer Metcalfe. Good morning, Jennifer.
Morning.
And fantastic good morning and a boo hiss to Jamie Lomas, the bad boy. You play Warren, don't you, Jamie?
Yes, I do, yeah.
What kind of reaction did you get initially in the street when your true character, as a character, became revealed?
I don't know, he's kind of one of those characters that women, all women kind of like a bad boy, and the guys want to go
When is
for a
that going to
pint
work
with
out
you.
for me? I've been incredibly bad. I don't get women chasing me.
I don't know, maybe because it's not on TV, but who knows.
And we've had loads of questions for you guys, but I wanted to say, if I may, first of all, to you, Anna, what I loved about your character is I've seen it labelled online as barmaid turned psychopath. There's not often you get that on somebody's CV, is it?
Right. It's a bit of a jump, isn't it?
Do you have any say in how your characters develop, what the storylines might be?
Not really. I mean, I'm very fortunate. I think the writers have always wrote so brilliantly for Sienna, and they are never short of a story. I always think it's going to run out at some point, and then the scripts come out, and there's always something huge that's coming up next. So I don't really need a say, to be honest.
And did you watch the show before you joined the cast?
I didn't.
Oh,
I know. I'm jumping on the 21 years bandwagon.
Don't even look at me. You're dead to me. I'm joking, of course.
No, I didn't used to watch it, but then as soon as I got the job, I was like, right, I've got a bit of homework to do, and then I realised just quite how much homework.
Because what I do love about it is I don't watch it every episode the way I used to when my daughters were all living with. They're all off at uni now and working. But what's great about it is it's got the kind of British reality, it's got the glamour, it's got the kind of life that a lot of young people aspire to, but it's also got a kind of twist to me of some of the American soaps with things like Long Lost Daughters or People Coming Back from the Dead. It's that fantastic stuff that you never quite know what's going to happen next with it.
Yeah, it's brilliant, and I think that's what they manage so well, is they do have their really solid issue-led storylines, and they cover some really important topics.
Like things like anorexia, which is a very moving story.
Absolutely, and we have quite a young demographic, probably younger than the other soaps, so I think we are in a good position to tell those stories. But then at the same time, we have these characters in these other storylines that are really fantastical and camp and dark, and like we're almost like a spin-off, the Blake family, almost like an Addams Family spin-off to that normal world.
And you've got a slight Morticia look this morning with the very long dark hair and the red lipping.
It's nearly Halloween, isn't it?
Is that in honour of Candice, who won Bake Off last night?
I haven't watched it
Don't
yet.
talk about Bake Off.
She's the biggest fan in the
Candice
world.
won. It was quite close. Candice won,
I'm
though.
so upset with that result.
Really? Who did you want to win then?
Andrew.
Well, he came close with his technical ability, didn't he? And his
haven't seen it
spread,
yet.
he was
It's all
so
been
boring,
ruined.
though, with his spread charts.
Oh, he's gorgeous. He's lovely.
Okay, right. But this is the one who also thinks that Eddie the Eagle, who joins us before 10, is rather lovely.
He is lovely. I just watched that film the other day, and it is also very gorgeous. I want to stick around.
And finally, Jennifer, let's say good morning to you again.
Morning.
And as I was saying, as you came into the studio, you cost me a fortune on my phone bill when you were in Dancing on Ice, because my daughters were voting for you constantly.
Oh, that's so sweet. Tell them thank you.
Okay, I will do, and I'll send you the bill on that one. Because I think, when you're working on something like that, and they say to you, at the time, okay, you're going off, and then you end up finding that you're killed off, that pretty much must be the end of things in your mind. So how did they break it to you that they were going to revive you like an Indian fourth prophet?
Oh, well, I knew the plan. Is this when I had like my 4-month gap?
Yeah.
I knew the plan.
So you knew basically you were lying to me and my tear-stained daughters when we thought you were brown bread. Is that right?
Well,
you
actually-
connived in a falsehood.
When I did Dancing on Ice, I was working 12 hours a day at Hollyoaks. Then I had my 4 months off, like a couple of years later. But 4 months off. But I absolutely loved it. Brian
But you knew you were always going to come back.
I did, and I thought I were a really rubbish liar until I just lied to everyone blue in the face.
How do you know when a woman lies? As we know, her lips move. Now, I've got some questions for you to mark the 21st anniversary of Hollyoaks. This is a question for Jamie from Ellie. Now that Jude has come back from the past, would you like to see Louise Summers return to the show?
She's dead, I think.
That doesn't stop. What does that mean?
Well,
That means
true,
nothing.
quite right, quite true.
They'll get the defibrillator out, boom!
But when Warren kills you, then you're not coming back.
Okay, right.
So.
It's a question for everyone from Kelly. Have you got a favourite storyline to watch on the show? I cried all week, says Kelly, at Jade and Alfie, and loved the storyline I've mentioned, Hannah's anorexia storyline. Have you got a favourite storyline, Jennifer? Like the one you've been involved in or as a viewer?
I mean, the recent one, Hollyoaks Spooktacular, that's on this week. That's probably been my favourite to date. It's bigger and better than any other stunt that we've ever done. Just when we thought we couldn't excel ourselves with the train crash, everyone's in for a right treat. This is going to be amazing. So it's our week this week.
And tell us all about it then. We don't want surprises.
Well, with me and my character, she's getting back with Joe, and he's trying to win her over, but she's making it very difficult for him. So they're up on a Ferris wheel, and there's a bit of a there's heated conversation up there, and it ends in quite a dramatic
A
Stunt.
Ferris wheel hanger,
Yes.
you might say.
Yes.
I mean, the thing about, in real life, they say never argue in the kitchen because knives are handy. I don't know, but even in soap blend, don't argue on a Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Think it through before you go in there. How about you, Anna? Have you got a favourite storyline or favourite character?
Well, I'm a big Mercedes McQueen fan, actually.
Oh.
And this
And I am
storyline
as well.
that we've done this...
Stop it, guys.
The storyline that we have on for Halloween is the first
Yeah.
time we really got to do any work together. So Jen and I had
Oh,
quite a lot of
right.
scenes in
So
that.
excited.
And I think we've spent quite a few years thinking, because our characters are so separate, they might have passed in the street a few times, but
But they've
nothing
both got a
really.
dark streak.
So we've always been really interested to see what might happen if you put those two characters together.
When you say that you've got a dark streak, is there any Hollyoaks character who hasn't?
Yes.
I was scratching
Yeah,
my
there
brain.
is. Someone
I
was
mean,
week.
you've had no
Richard
Richard.
and
I suppose so.
Yeah.
They did a
I mean,
fantastic
yeah.
storyline this week.
There are. You just wouldn't move to Hollyoaks Village, would you? If you had any brains
But you
about
see,
you.
all
It's
over the
like-
country, not just teenagers and but all over the country, people think, yes, we would.
Yeah, they
Because
would.
that's
Yeah.
why they're living in it.
Yeah.
When they tune in every single week to watch the show.
Yeah.
How about you, Jamie? Have you got a famous storyline, favourite character?
Do you know what? I mean, there has been so many. I've been so fortunate to be part of so many big stunts, and we won the most spectacular scene with the car going off the cliff.
Yeah.
But this week is just fantastic. I mean, I was saying to Jen before, she's amazing in it, and Anna's just fantastic in it as well.
So they both raised their game then, because they're normally pretty average.
I think when you
Bang
work with
average.
someone else that you think's amazing as well, you do get a bit of pressure, and you're like, oh, I need to up my game
Yeah.
here. And there were a little bit of that for me, but it's good pressure. It's
Anna
excitement.
feels like that every day.
But
It's
also,
amazing that I get any of my lines out. I'm
But-
so overwhelmed.
it's also, I'd imagine though, given that even if you've not done scenes with Mercedes as a character, you know that character, so
Oh,
you're
yeah,
kind
of
of you're
course.
actually much more maybe in the moment as an actor.
Yeah, and I think as well, you watch all, you know everyone else's storylines and you follow what's going on. So I think for me, I've constantly been looking at little ways of perhaps how Sienna could get involved there
Yeah.
and what could they have together. So there was
The scripts were fab, weren't
they
they?
were amazing,
So good.
so easy to do
Yeah.
as well. Like
Yeah.
when you get
They
writing
were just
like
there
that,
on
it's
the
a pleasure.
page.
Yeah,
just
I think
start
when
to speak.
when Hollyoaks get it right, it's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because stunts are great, and it's great to have a big visual. They look beautiful. This week looks great, but it doesn't count for much unless you have those other
Breathing
moments,
moments,
and you
yeah.
want those human moments and those connections between people.
It's funny, that's exactly
what's
what in a different way
interesting.
Charlie Chaplin said when Talkies came along. And they said, we're now going to do, you'll hear the sound of train explosions and you'll see this and buildings being break. He said, no, he said, just give me a close-up on my eyes and I can give you every human emotion.
Yeah.
And what's great about shows like this, you get the wonderful big moments and the Ferris wheel sounds fun, but then it's that kind of, that very stark close-up sometimes, and you just flashed me a look there I don't like.
I'm
You've
like,
given-
no,
yeah.
I'm thinking, you just stop and
Yeah.
breathe.
The
No,
kind-
I'm in
but
it
the
with
Merce-
you.
you're giving
I'm
the
like doing the
Mercedes
eyes.
dead eye.
I'm doing the eyes.
You don't want them Mercedes dead
No,
eyes,
you don't want
do
the dead eyes. Here's a question for you now, and this is about what's to come for Warren and Sienna. When are we going to see? Will they be the ultimate bad person? They put badass, but I can't say badass on the radio.
Well,
Badass couple.
Well, they are quite badass. Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed working with Anna so much while I've been back, and we've had some amazing stuff. We can't tell you whether we get out of the
Whatever-
Halloween episode.
Yeah, whatever situation you're in.
Yeah, whatever situation we're in. And
awful.
it's
I hope that they do become a badass power couple. I genuinely don't know because I've
Yeah.
not caught up with you about your storyline. I hope they genuinely do become a badass couple because I think it's a great partnership.
we work really well together. We have
Yeah.
such a laugh on set, don't we?
Yeah, I think for ages I've been looking. Sienna's had all these other sort of partners, and she got married a few times and whatnot, but she's never really met her match. And I think when the producer Brian Kirkwood said that they were bringing back Warren Fox and that they were putting him with Sienna, I was like, that is it. That's her match right there.
I really want to know what happens now. I can catch up in the car.
It's
Well,
kind
all
of
the fans are
northern
kind of
running
rooting for them
drama
as
style
well.
version of Sue Ellen and J.R. Ewing. That's the way I think it is.
Absolutely.
Only a lot
Yeah,
younger,
and
more
you,
attractive.
you love them and you want them to be together, but Hollyoaks are absolutely everything in the way of it. Don't they?
Yeah.
I'll be scared for the village.
And on that note, thank you very much indeed. You've been fantastic fun, great sports. Good luck with Hollyoaks. It's going to run and run, and by the way, run. That was Anna Passey, Jamie Lomas, and Jennifer Metcalfe talking to me, Paul Ross, right here on Talk Radio. It's just gone 9:30. Happy 21st birthday to Hollyoaks.